Yo, 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 yo. What's good, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody? It's your boy Zomslays, and welcome to Music Mondays, episode 55. I hope you're all well. Hope everybody's Gucci. And happy Monday. Um, Decent show for y'all today. Um, some dope updates, some, really decent shit I'm planning. Lots of good stuff on the way. But all in all, um, everything's going good. So, let's talk about it. So, per usual, episode 54, which is last week's episode, is live on the channel. So, if you haven't seen it or want to go show it some love, you can go to our YouTube channel, the official Music Mondays YouTube channel, or you can do !Music Mondays in chat. But yeah, episode 54 is live on our brand fucking new YouTube channel, which is like really fucking fire, honestly. That went a lot better than like, I don't want to say I anticipated, because I didn't anticipate it going bad, but like it went a lot better than I expected it to go, because it was like really, like, I didn't really like wanna do the change at a wrong time. So I'm just glad it worked out well rather than like just didn't, you know? So if you've been showing love on the YouTube channel, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think we're at about 15 or so subscribers. So if you're one of those people, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Basically, that's where all of our content is going to be, in terms of the podcast, exclusive audio, exclusive releases from artists, other podcast shenanigans, all the, just pretty much a lot of shit that, like I always say, wasn't able to be on my Zomslays YouTube channel. So I'm just really glad that that has been so well received, you know? But yeah, episode 54 is live on the channel. There's also a link to season 1 of Music Mondays, which is just episodes 1 through 50. And then 50 through 100 will be season 2. They're not like actual seasons, they're just more so broken down like that for like playlist purposes. And you'll be able to find them a lot easier that way. Rather than like 400 playlists, which is, you know, you don't want to do that. That shit's kind of whack. But channel's good. Everything's good there. Basically, February is one of those months where I have like a few things that I'm really trying to hunker down on. But before I start talking about that a little bit, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 16 is out now. So if you haven't heard it, or you need a good playlist to go listen to, or you want to know what's popping in the underground, make sure you go fucking follow our SoundCloud Sunday playlist. Obviously, most of the information is available on Twitter, or you can just follow us on SoundCloud at !Music Mondays. But every Sunday we release a SoundCloud playlist of usually the latest and greatest bangers, but sometimes it'll be like older tracks from like 2021 or 2020. But always from the underground and always curated by me, nobody else. So definitely go listen to that if you need a new playlist, or if you're trying to submit. Submissions are open every Wednesday for the playlist that drops on Sunday. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on every social. But if you're interested in uh, getting a slot on the podcast, or you're interested in submitting to SoundCloud Sunday, definitely follow us on Twitter at All Music Mondays. That is super important. Um, but yeah, back to the main point. February is definitely one of those months I really wanted to hunker down and find at least one or two dedicated writers for the show. Um, Not even just the show, but like the platform in general. Because I truly cannot do all of it. Like at the end of the day, like I'm doing the planning for the year. I'm doing all the posting on socials. Making sure everything's good as far as content drops Monday through Friday. I record the show itself. Um, I upkeep the website myself. I do Zomslays things on top of all that. So you're talking about my music, speedrunning, keeping up my brand, um, and my own personal streams, and then sleep on top of it. So a writer would definitely help me out a lot, because trying to add writing on top of that schedule already would just be like fuck. But I am trying to organize my time a little bit better. Because there's always more room to make. You know what I mean? Like, even if you think your schedule is like airtight, there's always more room to make, and I'm just trying to figure out where my sweet spot is. But either way, I'm still going to be looking for a writer, definitely a couple writers to join the team. I have my eyes on a few people that are really in tune with the underground, like new generation, like not my generation. And I don't mean generation of like age, I just mean like, like every few years, like a whole new generation of artists like comes up. So, no matter what their age is. And there's a few people that I want on the team as curators that can just send a bunch of links of people they think are absolutely fire, that get minimal love, no discovery, all that sort of thing. So there's a couple different positions I'm looking to fill for Music Mondays, and if you're interested in any of those, curating, writing, just being involved with the product at all, send me your resume or any ideas that you have for the platform. Um, to my DM, my email, or the Music Mondays email, or the Music Mondays DM. Absolutely. So that's that on that. February is employment month, honestly. So expect to see a flyer relatively soon for um, all the recruitment details and things that we're looking for. And we're not looking for like super um, like qualified required positions, nor are we looking for commissions. If you want to be a part of the brand and you want to build something for the underground, for ourselves, then definitely come join the squad. But if you're just looking to like make a bunch of money, or you're looking to like become profitable like instantly, and you haven't been in the creative space for a while, um, don't hit us up, because Music Mondays isn't for money. Music Mondays has to stay afloat and keep the lights on either way. But being money hungry isn't the way to do that. I've been doing this for a little over 5 years, probably just about 5. And the only success I've ever had, and the only way I got bigger brands to notice my platform, was to actually do genuine work. And even then, it's just like they want to be a part of what they can never do, and that's be genuine. That's the thing. So Music Mondays can make money through all sorts of collaborative deals with the brands, running shows, merchandise, all types of shit. Um, Really important stuff. Even supporting my channel here really supports um Music Mondays too. You know what I mean? Like everything I've ever made off my Twitch goes right back into my channel. It's gone right back into my setup. Like I started on like a ghetto ass setup, like probably with like a hand me down laptop, and then like I bought my own laptop, and then that was like a piece of shit, and then now I have my current setup, which is like 10 times better than what I've ever had, and it still could be improved. And like the majority of it was through myself. You know what I mean? Like I've never um like gotten anything from my channel and just fucked it off, or anything from like music and just fucked it off, you know. Like I'm really big on the reinvestment sort of things, and it's definitely done wonders for my own content, just because it levels up your own product, and like you don't really like see it at the time until it really pans out. Yo, Lord Heretic, what's good, homie? Hope you're well, big dog. um but yeah, like you don't like see like the level up until like you actually do it, because it's like one thing to say to like, you know, like reinvest in yourself and like, you know, like put all your bread like you make like back into your own career, until you actually do it, and then it's like, holy shit, I actually get it. And my content has definitely leveled up, even just my stream, gaming, music, like all of it, you know what I mean? Like there's a point running FL Studio itself was a problem, but now you can like like for example, like myself personally, like now like I can run like 4 VSTs at once, you know what I mean? Like 5, 6, 7, 8 fucking, you know, Omnispheres, whatever. As opposed to like having like a super old janky ass setup, you know what I mean? So it's just, you really gotta like, it's important. It's just really important to reinvest back into yourself, and that's always what I've done, and I wouldn't be where I am without it, to be honest with you. So back to the original point and what we were talking about. If you're one of the people who's looking to join Music Mondays, and you're also a person who's like only concerned about money, we definitely don't need you on the team, because the platform doesn't make money, so there's no way to like filter out money, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing with like independent platforms, is like it's all truly independent. And that's why when they start to get successful, brands like SoundCloud and other bigger platforms and channels start to look at you and they want a piece of your pie, because that's what everybody wants to be a part of, because you actually give a fuck. And that's what they lose along the way. And that's what's happened to at least one huge brand that I've been a part of. So it's just been like, dude, like money is gonna come, you know what I mean? So the only way to keep yourself afloat, like who cares if you gotta work a job, who cares if you're not profitable off music or your art instantly, like it's not a big fucking deal. Like it's really not, because you will be if you fucking keep your head up, dude. Like you need to keep reinvesting in yourself, you need to keep working, you need to keep putting out that shit, because like you just like end up like being in the space for so long and like making so much content that it's just like inevitable. It's just inevitable. But like you just can't like stay stagnant or anything like that. And Music Mondays is just one of the many ways that I'm gonna make sure that we all build not only a really good community, but like really like good lives for ourselves, and actually like have a sustainable like ecosystem so everybody can eat, you know what I mean? Like Music Mondays will eventually filter in profits, and we'll pump that back into the community will pump back into us in terms of merchandise, collaborative deals, hostings, whatever. But as far as like our playlists and podcasts and all that stuff goes, like you guys know the drill with that. Like I don't play with that shit. Like you don't need like the short term like pay to play shit. Like it's just not the wave. So as far as recruiting goes and joining the team, we gotta have like a common vision and we got to be on the same page. So I'll refer probably a lot of people to this quote, and a lot of people that don't understand to this video, why that's important. So basically that's that on that. February is a really, really big month in terms of employment, and just really building a decent team for Music Mondays. So, exciting shit, honestly. But we have until, I think, until March for the first quarter, and then April through June for quarter 2. So by the end of February, I at least want to have one writer and our website fully updated and rebranded. And I think that's about it I had for like super major ideas. I just want to keep on the content, make sure everything's good. And then once I get a writer locked down, it'll be a lot easier to just like have a steady filter of content. But as we get closer to it, and when I actually can put out a decent flyer myself, that's when we can talk details. But that's coming definitely at least this week, because today's Monday already. So expect recruitment details ASAP Rocky, like super ASAP Rocky. So make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays, because that's super important. But enough about that. February is going to be a real good grind month, that I will say, for sure. For sure. But on a lighter note, we have a decent amount of reviews tonight, which is actually fucking cool. Not as many as usual. I think we had like almost like a new record, like the other night. Like I think fucking, I think it was like 12. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another time that I had more than like 10, and I think last night was the first time in a long time. That's for sure. But I think we got about 9 or 10 submissions tonight, so this will be good. 100%. And I was actually on time tonight for the show, which is fucking great. Like, I really got myself out of that fucking habit of, cause like you guys know the drill. Like, my sleep schedule is super backwards anyways. Like, I'm on like the overnight sleep schedule, as to where like I think I went to bed at like 11 a.m. and then woke up at like 5 o'clock today. So it was kind of nice. Like, I hate like waking up at like 8 p.m. or some shit like that. Like, that's gotta be the fucking worst shit ever. Cause it's like, dude, not only is like the like late afternoon gone, or like the evening, but like I gotta wake up and do the show, and I can't tell you guys how many times where I was just like, dude, I need to chug like 4 cups of coffee right the fuck now. So that shit I had to stop. I was like, dude, that is not good. So I'd really like to keep my sleep schedule like that. Like, I'm like the problem where you fuck up is like going to bed at like 2 p.m. because it's like impossible to wake up past like 9 o'clock. Like, or like before 9, I should say. Like, it's almost fucking impossible, dude. So fuck that. Go to bed at like 10 a.m. if you gotta be on the like overnight schedule, and then you still have like a day, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might miss like 12 to like 3, but like, who gives a fuck if you still get 6 hours, you know what I mean? Like, I think the 6 hours is more important to me rather than like missing an afternoon, because like in reality, like that's why like the Music Mondays team is gonna be really good as well, because then I can fucking adjust my sleep schedule. But I'm gonna start using like TweetDeck and like have the ability to like post tweets automatically and shit, and it's just gonna be good. I'm gonna have ways around it. Yo, 7, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. But either way, regardless, that shit is the fucking worst, and I do not recommend ever falling asleep or like having a sleep schedule like that, cause like there's like the overnight sleep schedule, right, where like I was talking about, where like you can at least go to bed at like 11 a.m. or some shit and then be up by like 6 p.m. And there's the one where like you're just torching your shit, dude. Like your sleep schedule is just fucking torched, and you're going to bed at like 3 p.m. and you waking up at like 10, and it's just like, ugh, that has got to be the worst. I can't even stress to you guys how bad that is. I 10 out of 10 never recommend that. So I'm glad I'm off that. I cannot stress to you how fucking happy I am that I just don't do that anymore, because that was shit. That was actually shit. Fuck, that was awful. It's fucking, oh shit. You know, sleep is important, but it's not as important. Like, I like to ride the line of sleep where like I still do good work, but like once I stop doing good work, then I'm like, okay, no, I need to sleep. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like have that like, it's a real thin line, but it's a real specific line. But sleep's important to a degree, but you also sleep like, what, like 30-40% of your life or some shit like that. I forget what the stat is, but you sleep a lot. And I was just like, dude, like I'm not trying to sleep that much. It's more of like a sleep tangent, but I'm just more happy that I don't fucking sleep in like a fucking asshole anymore, dude. That was the worst. But back on track. Enough of the Zomslay's sleep show. Back to Music Mondays. You guys know the drill. Every Tuesday after the show, tweets are published for submissions for the podcast, and I noticed that we always get a lot of questions about this. Everybody's always like, how can we submit to the show and all this other shit, which, if you don't know, this is how. We only take submissions for the podcast via Twitter, just because it's the easiest way for us to go through submissions in a fast and timely manner and not have to go through links, through emails, through links, and stuff not working, and yada yada yada. Twitter's the best way for us as a platform to curate submissions. So this is basically our easiest method, and the easiest for you guys as well, because all you have to do is just paste your portfolios, your links, whatever. But these go live every Tuesday, and submissions close when the show starts. So basically, if you see the stream live, or it's past the date on the tweet, sometimes I'll fuck up the date because I'm a fucking, I don't know how I managed to do it, but I still managed to fuck it up somehow. I sleep 96% of my life. Cat activity. See, a blood cat knows what I was talking about, man. Like, sometimes sleep just, sleep's controversial to me. But what's good, homie? I hope you're well. But yeah, sometimes I fuck the date up, but usually, if it's past the date or past the 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time mark, submissions are usually closed. But sometimes if you come into the stream and you're like, yo, can I submit a link? It's pretty hard for me to say no, because, like, who cares? But usually I don't like taking them after that, because usually these days in these streams we have a decent amount of submissions, and I don't want to take away from any other artists that submit as soon as the tweet goes up. You know what I mean? I think it's really, really important to, like shout out the people that do consistently submit to us and take time to always listen to their music properly. You know what I mean? And I don't want to take away from their time. So make sure you get your submissions in. It's not just like, oh, get your submissions in because, you know, we need them. It's just like, no, bro, like, because, like, other motherfuckers want to get their submissions in too, you know? So if everybody, you know, is early enough, it gives a good head count, you know? So it's fire. And definitely one of these days, somebody's going to be coming on here to do submissions with me. And, I'll talk a little bit more about, like, audio interviews and shit, if we have time at the end of the show. But, yeah. These are what our submission tweets look like. Artists and creatives, submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 2/7/22, which is today, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SonPlays, which is here. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links to portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So basically, what does this mean? Literally anything is welcome. If you're an underground independent creative, if you're anybody who does any type of independent work and you do some shit on your own and you're really talented, bro, I don't give a fuck if it's macaroni paintings, fucking, bro, whatever it is, I'm trying to see it. So, come through, submit. But yeah, I wish I could sleep decently. You got 5 a.m. runners versus 10 a.m. rollers. Dude, I'm sorry, I'm just here to support my dad. What the fuck? Yo, Bloodcat, it's actually comedy. Dude, I had one thing I wanted to say. What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, join our fucking Discord. That's what I want to say. Before we get into these reviews, man, join our Discord. It's extremely active. We got tons of people in there sharing their music. We're just bullshitting in general chat. We're just fucking sharing memes, sharing links, do whatever. Just be nice, show love, don't be weird, and everybody's welcome. So, come join the fun, man. It's not just like this weird congregation of links, man. There's actual really talented people in there that like actually talking about music. So, come through. But I think we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 submissions. Let's go, chat. Dude, an Offspring got fucking another video, dude. And why you should never train in the mall. And I'm actually really, really fucking excited to watch that. I don't use Discord really, but I'm glad you have a server. Yeah, it's funny, right? Like, I didn't use Discord when I got into the space either. Like, I think it was like early 2017 when I first started using Discord, and like, like usually like you guys, I'm just like, dude, how the fuck do I use this? I didn't know how to join a voice channel, yada yada yada. But once I like got around to like actually using it every day, because that's how like, that was like the only way to stay in contact with anybody, you know what I mean? Like, everybody I've made music with was not even on the East Coast. Like, I've made music with people from Colorado, New Zealand, Illinois. So it's like, that was my only way to actually like make music like all day, every day with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, we just hop on voice chats and just fucking share our screens, and that's all we do all day. And that's actually how I got into streaming and yada yada yada, because we'd have like super late nights, and I'd be like, yo, I'm just turning on the stream, and then we just fucking bullshit, and then it turned into some shit like this, but that's another story. But you guys know the drill. Like, it was weird to me at first, you know what I mean? It was definitely weird to me at first. Yeah, 100% Bloodcat. Yeah, like, it's definitely weird at first, but if you find like the right spaces and shit like that, like especially me for like speedrunning and like other gaming servers that I'm in, like there's a lot of cool spaces where it's just like really important to like find the ones that you're comfortable in, you know, because there are ones out there that, you know, are like mine, or like my personal Discord server, like not like massively public ones, you know what I mean? Like just ones where it's like pretty moderated, and it's just like a close, tight like community. You know what I mean? Um, but I definitely encourage everybody to use that shit for sure, because there's a lot of opportunities. Like if like usually like some of your favorite artists like have discords, like it's just a way of engaging that's like consistent, you know what I mean? It's like this generation's like AIM and like AOL and shit. So I fuck with it. I'm not like a Discord rat where like, cause like there's like weird Discord motherfuckers, and then there's like the Discords that I chill in where like it's like always just like it's like good vibes, you know what I mean? Like I'm a part of like actual communities because we're like always doing shit. It doesn't seem like we're always kicking it. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Yeah, exactly. Bloodcat, exactly. With like 2,000 people, exactly. It's more like a friend group, exactly, like a tight community. But that's like the kind of like closest comparison that I could really think of was like like our AIM or like our AOL, where like everybody has like statuses and shit like that. But like I fuck with it, you know what I mean? But I'm not like a Discord rat, but low key I am just for like my communities, you know what I mean? Like music and fucking speedrunning and my own personal server. Like if anybody wants to like voice chat or some shit like that, that's where I bring them rather than fucking not or whatever. Oh, let me fucking share my screen really quick so I can show you my DAW, or fucking yo, let me send you a beat really quick. Like Discord's actually like when you get past like the bullshit, like you can send like MP3s, waves, yada yada yada. Like it's a decent platform to like utilize for art, and like that's what I like to use a lot of this shit for anyways, so it's pretty convenient for somebody like me, and plus whereas to Music Mondays would have like a decent amount of people that like wanna like be a part of Music Mondays. Discord's like one of those places where like it's just easy to grab a bunch of shit from. Sort of like why we take submissions through Twitter and stuff, because it's just easy to grab a bunch of shit from there. So like Discord's like really easy to contact people, like really fucking easy. You just ping, me or somebody in the server and be like, "Yo, Music Mondays, da 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 da." Da. So there's a lot of shit, but you guys get the point. You know what the fuck's up. I've had artists. Right, Colas asked if they could send files on Discord instead of email. Like, I didn't know people did that until recently. Yeah, like, that was some of the shit where, like, back in probably, like, 2018, where we were doing that a lot. We were doing that a fucking lot. Like, it's crazy how, like, I was just talking about this, like, a little bit at the beginning of the show. Like, there's, like, a new generation of artists that, like, just didn't do a lot of, like, collabs through Discord like that. Not that it was like super popular or anything like that, but it was like pretty common to see like four people in a voice chat and one of them just like sharing their screen or whatever. And then cuz like I was one of them where like I would like hop on at like 6 p.m., dude, and like all of us would just be drinking, making music on Discord until like literally like 2 3 in the morning. Like that was a lot because like especially during like COVID times, like it was big in 2022 because obviously none of us could do anything and we were all so far away. So it was pretty dope because like it was just shit that you did with your friends, you know what I mean? It was fire. But so, um you guys know the drill. Submissions open tomorrow for next week's episode 56 if you're interested. And of course, nothing is uh off limits. Send whatever you want. And of course, we got the homie up first, Rude Boy Romeo. Um this motherfucker has been killing it lately. He has been genuinely making a lot of unique shit that I've been just really proud of. You know what I mean? I'm proud of like artists that can just find their own like sort of lane and just become their own unique self. And I always got a soft spot for Rude Boy Romeo because of that like classic 2017 2018 kind of like underground sound. So um they submitted a track titled Come and Fade. So, popping this open, and he said, old short shit I forgot to drop. So, this is some shit where I like doing this too, because, like, if you're an artist who's like, shit, I don't feel like making music or anything like that, go and find some, like, old shit that you forgot to drop or just haven't dropped and all this other shit. Like, dude, just go and put a new mix on some old shit, and there you go, brand new release if you don't feel like making music. Like, that way you're not, like, starving the people who, like, want to hear your shit, or, like, keep your pages, like, actually refreshed with good content, and new content that people haven't heard. This is definitely one of the ways to do it, is to just find some old shit you haven't dropped and just put it the fuck out before you make some new shit, you know? Or like if you don't feel like making new shit, you know? Like, that's like a huge fucking deal. Cuz you're not going to want to make art all the time. It's just not how it is, you know? It's truly not. Like, I swear to God, like, it's just like, you really can't expect that of yourself a lot, especially if you make like a banger that gets a lot of love and then you try to like keep doing that. Like, sometimes it takes a minute to like back off of the art for a second, and then you can come back with like a fresh mind. Sometimes it takes a sec. So always try that if you run into like a brick wall or anything like that. But with that said, Rude Boy Romeo, Come and Fade. I like the black layout too. Just went really simple. I fuck with it.
Come and fade, I want to set, ayy, talking cray. Grab my blade, rip his neck, ayy, no escape. Nah, it's too late, time to wreck, ayy, she wanted me. That pussy spray, love her breasts, okay, like talking, bitch, I don't give a shit. Like a bitch and I'm slinging his wrist. Drink my piss, bitch's dick on your lips. Moving zips, smiling nigga trip.
Okay.
Master boy, she loving this whip. Kick, flip, stick, dick in your chick. Pop a pilly, bet that bitch will get lit. Sexy baby in her mouth, keep it zip. Running, ducking, fucking, bucking, loving. Bad little bitch, she coming, I'm stunning. Heart, cut, pussy, crushing. Dumb little hoe ain't nothing.
Bro, that's what I'm talking about. But also in hell, like, holy shit, I was not expecting that. Flow chains. Okay, that's all I need. So listen, like, I've been waiting to say this for like a mad long time, but this, like, sort of like the intro of this track, and obviously more towards the middle, um it sticks out to me that Rude Boy Romeo needs to make a song with Bones. It's just this type of grimy, dark, ethereal kind of rap that it just stuck out to me in a certain era, and that's why I fuck with Rude Boy sound so much, because you really don't hear much of this like anymore, especially like with a unique voice like Rude Boy Romeo's. Yeah, no, you really don't hear much of this like at all. But you guys know the drill. We're gonna break it down by three categories: the instrumental, vocals, and the overall theme. So basically, beat choice here is typical Rude Boy Romeo style, and by that I mean absolutely just crazy unique beat choices, but overall very simple and not too overdone. I think Rude Boy shines on instrumentals like this, um, but they also are all very like they're all very like slow and sort of like hard hitting at the same time. Like, they're very like comfortable beats. Like, they're not very like, it's not gonna make you want to get up and do anything. Like, it's gonna make you want to chill and just vibe. Like, but they're still bangers. You know what I mean? Like, they still hit hard. So, I fuck with the beat choice here, and per usual, I fuck with the beat choice. Um, Vocals, as I said, huge fan of Rude Boy's voice. Not only is it super unique, but I think the way that it gives him the ability to flow on songs, especially short ones like this, where he's able to like switch up the flows like up and down. It just really shines. You know what I mean? It just really shines on his uniqueness, but overall talent. Especially to work on beats like this, not a lot of people can like do the monotone and then sort of like switch flows and cadences, like, and actually make it sound decent on a beat like this. Like, You could do it on like other beats where it's like made for that kind of shit, or it's like pretty easy to like mask it up. But here on like slow, like sort of like low BPM beats, like it's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. To sound good anyway. And I think Rude Boy absolutely nails it. So, beat and vocals A1 for me, 100%. I always like these short tracks too. But overall theme here, definitely super dark track. But I like it though because it's not like heavy dark. It's more so like murder mystery dark. Almost with like a hint of 80s a little bit. But I fuck with it though. I fuck with it a lot. I like the way it's written, for sure. Rude Boy's always been a solid writer to me, no matter what the subject matter. So this is no different. This is definitely on the darker end though, and I fuck with it a lot, for sure. So, with that being said, shout out Rude Boy Romeo. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much fucking love, and you guys know the drill. Make sure you follow Rude Boy Romeo on all social medias. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, the whole nine. And every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the shit out of this video and subscribe. But up next, we have an artist we haven't heard of. Well, we have heard of, but haven't heard from, I should say, in a hot minute. It's been a while since we've had a track from Mac. Mac has made a couple playlists on SoundCloud Sunday. Mac has a sort of like this alternative sort of trap sound with like a little sprinkle of like hip hop elements. Shit was gas. I fuck with Rude Boy a lot, for sure. I fuck with Rude Boy heavily. But yeah, Max Fire. So they submitted a track titled "Hold Me Down." They said a little out of the ordinary, but let me know what you think. Let's fucking get right into this. I'm kind of excited. I think we put this on Volume 16 or a recent version of SoundCloud Sunday. I'm not too sure, but either way, we're gonna pop it up with a new tab and let's fucking hear this shit. 16 days ago, so hella recent. I like the sound of this beat already. Like I said, Mac has like this. It's like heavily alternative inspired, but it has a lot of really good trap elements that are like not your typical trap elements, you know? But you'll definitely see what I mean. Mac 2 times. Hold Me Down. Let's get it.
I ain't even really tryna let you hold me down, but I guess it ain't nothing that I can do now. You wonder why you don't ever see me smile. I ain't even happy with my life, I'm really bad down. Sinking like a shit, I think I'm about to drown. Tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. Tryna wear my crown. I'm tryna make it to the top, tryna wear my crown. I ain't even really tryna let you hold me down, but I guess it ain't nothing that I can do now. You wonder why you don't ever see me smile. I ain't even happy with my life, I'm really bad down. Sinking like a ship, I think I'm about to drown. Tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. Tryna wear my crown. I'm tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. 2 years down the line, I know I'ma be at. Hopefully my name gon' be on a big map. All this bitches be too fake, so I just detach. They be cheating, I don't know where they hard at. I've been going off these drugs, I just relapse. Came into my pockets, it's real fat. Girl, you been making me feel some type of way. The way you used to hug on me. Can't believe you really told on me. Got people thinking I was in the wrong. That if we ended, you would fold on me. I should've knew this shit all along. Don't think you can approach a man. VTB for life. Won't let another one control of me. Can't forget about these niggas, they gon' change on you. All these lies I believe in, that's the whole damn truth. It ain't my fault that I could trust them, but this shit ain't new. Now this shit ain't new. Why do I keep doing drugs when they fooled me too? Try to numb the pain with pills, cause I thought that that's what they do. But I can't even lie, that shit not gonna get me through. So I kept them in my pocket like it was my tool. That's the only thing that really helped me get me through. That really helped me keep my cool. I ain't even really tryna let you hold me down, but I guess it ain't nothing that I can do now. You wonder why you don't ever see me smile. I ain't even happy with my life, I'm really bad down. Sinking like a shit, I think I'm about to drown. Tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. Yeah, I'm tryna wear my crown. I'm tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. I ain't even really tryna let you hold me down, but I guess it ain't nothing that I can do now. You wonder why you don't ever see me smile. I ain't even happy with my life, I'm really bad down. Sinking like a shit, I think I'm about to drown. Tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown. Yeah, I'm tryna wear my crown. I'm tryna make it to the top, I'm tryna wear my crown.
Fire. I agree. Absolutely fire. Yeah, that definitely hit. He said bad down instead of down bad. Facts. No, I hate the autoplay. But yeah, that was fucking. That was gas. That was gas. That was gas. That was gas. Okay, see, some shit I noticed about Mac too is their covers are eerily similar. Like, not in a bad way either. Like, they all have this like emoji kind of like what do you call it, like sort of like 3D model art style, dude, and it's so fucking cool. Like, they definitely have like this kind of like sort of like this series of covers going on. Like, whoever does their covers, I don't know if it is Mac, but they do a really good job, so bonus points for that shit. Beat and vocals went together like PB&J. I would have to agree with you, to be honest with you. I absolutely agree. So yeah, you guys know the drill. We're gonna break it down. 3 categories: instrumental, vocals, and overall theme. Instrumental choice is absolutely fire here, without a doubt. I'd have to agree with the chat. Beat and vocals went together like PB&J. But as for the beat goes itself, really solid choice just based on the sample alone. I'm not sure. Oh, question, yeah. So I think when these samples sort of like have this like it's just so emotional. Like, I think this was like a perfect fucking like the beat choice for what Mac wanted to write about here. These samples always hit really different, especially when they're done well. This instrumental could be a release on its own, like, without a doubt. I fuck with the sample a lot. The vocal chops, the drums. It's got like this sort of like classic hip hop feel, but it's totally not classic hip hop whatsoever. But the sample, like, and the chops just make it solid. You know what I mean? It lays the foundation for this like emotional track. So it really didn't matter what kind of drums he was gonna put on it, but the fact that it was like some hard hitting trap shit that wasn't like too overdone, definitely perfect for me. So without a doubt, 10 out of 10 beat choice, and shout out to the producer on this. Really good track. So, vocals. Let's talk vocals. The hook is really the shining star of this song, I'm not gonna lie. The hook really does it for me here. And I'd have to agree with Chad as well. I think the hook really does it for me. Really good layout as well. It's typical verse, hook verse. It's good though. It's good. I don't think emotional tracks need some sort of complex layout. Hold Me Down is definitely a song where Mac just went in and wanted to write about some emotional shit that they were going through, and this is definitely one of the beats that you'd pick for it. So therefore, it was definitely a wise choice to not go super crazy on like cadences and flows. But they definitely spice it up a little bit though, you know, like in between hooks and verses and shit. Definitely spice it up, but you didn't really need to go to flow crazy on this. You really didn't. And I think it was wise of Mac to do that. So I definitely fuck with that a lot. but vocals themselves, I think Mac sounds really good on this. I've heard a decent amount of music from Mac, and this is one of the better sounding mixes that I've heard. Um, it bumps. It's not too clashy with the instrumental itself. There's a lot I like about these vocals. I can't front. So definitely more on the crispier sounding for Mac. Not that they've had muddy or crazy vocals or anything like that, but this one just sounds really solid. So I fuck with it a lot. Let's talk about the theme. The overall, of course, obvious theme here is definitely emotional. Lyrics are. I like how they range from a few different subjects rather than just like sort of um one defining overall theme. And I think the cover really speaks a lot here for the theme of the track. You just have this like clay figure like holding up the world with like a bunch of broken hearts and like full hearts and shit like that. Fire. You know what I mean? Absolutely fire. Um, Definitely just I think Mac's version of an emotional stressor. You know what I mean? You're going through some shit. You're pretty much down in the dumps, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna write a fucking crazy ass emotional track because nobody wants to hear the bullshit I'm going through, or this, or that, or whatever your case might be. Um, that's a lot of the reason why I do a lot of the tracks that I do. So I can definitely relate to some shit like that, you know. And it definitely just goes with like the thought of like music being one of the um healthier outlets to deal with, you know, life. So I always fuck with emotional tracks, man. So thumbs up for me, 100%. So yeah, good shit, Mac. Shout out you. Thank you for the submission. Much love, homie. Make sure you go show Mac some love. Follow him on SoundCloud. Follow him on Twitter. You guys know the drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description in the YouTube re-upload. The colors and vibes of the cover art somehow really match the sound of the song and beat. Like, I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it needs to be said. Yo, that's what it is too, right? Like, I feel like Mac really nails it with those covers. Like, those covers, it's just like this huge like series of like they're all very similar, but they all like tie into the song in like a really like important way. So yeah, I 100% agree, without a doubt. Couldn't agree more. Hmm. And like the thing is though, is like cover art matters, but like you don't have to go crazy. You know what I mean? As long as it's something that makes you like feel what the song is like trying to like express itself as, I think you're really nailing it. Cause up next we have the homie Lord Heretic, and they submitted a track titled Bored. And this is definitely one of the more like simplistic yet like really like covers where like you don't need to go super crazy, but can totally like say a lot without doing a lot. You know what I mean? But I'm also one of those people who likes Midwest covers as well, like super like, you know, like aesthetic, like fucking like, you know, um just like super fucking old house type, bro. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But I'm big on cover art, and it doesn't have to be super crazy, and I think a little can go a long way in terms of a cover. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or you could even do some shit like Rude Boy does, where he just like blacked it all out, and the whole thing was like this big black bar, and it was just like this banger 1 minute track. Like that kind of shit's dope to me too. Um, but I think a little goes a long way. I for this one already. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So yeah, if you don't know, or you're a first time listener to Music Mondays, or you don't know what's good, this is Lord Heretic. Lord Heretic is a consistent supporter and artist who submits to Music Mondays. And we listen to their current and recent bangers on their catalog. um, Definitely more one of the heavier kind of artists that we've found, but does the genre justice for sure. Lord Heretic's one of those artists that, as I always say, takes this sort of heavier side of trap and just gives it more energy. You know what I mean? And I really think that there needs to be more artists like this that do it right. And I've only found like literally two, and Lord Heretic is one of them. So without further ado, Bored by Lord Heretic. Protestant Gloom as well. Let's get it.
Bust down, little bitch, just to keep her the crib, smoke a whole damn zip. Young corpse to the dick, ski mask, sipping piss, kick ass off rip. Black blades from the grave, man, fuck a bad day, I am a lord. I watch from my tower with all of my power, can't help but be bored. Bust down, little bitch, just to keep her the crib, smoke a whole damn zip. Young corpse to the dick, ski mask, sipping piss, kick ass off rip. Black blades from the grave, man, fuck a bad day, I am a lord. I watch from my tower with all of my power, can't help but be bored. Smoke away, think I might carry a pole today. Sit around sipping on Tanqueray. Don't give a fuck what I hate to say. Just stop it, ayy. Doing that shit, you won't pop it, ayy. Talk all that mess like you bout it, ayy. Numbers ain't shit, but who's counting, ayy? What the fuck? Bust down, little bitch, just to keep her the crib, smoke the whole damn zip. Young corpse to the lick, ski mask, sipping piss, kick ass off rip. Black blades for the gray man, fuck a bad day, I am a lord. I walk from my tower with all of my power, can't help but be bored. Yo, hey. Bitch, I'm turn up in this bitch, let's turn the fuck up right now. Hey, yeah, back in this bitch with a sawed off. Run up on me, little bitch, and you get fought off. Fuck a little job, bitch, I call off. He wanna talk about it, I just walk off. Yeah, how I keep him up on me like a janitor. He wanna talk, he an amateur, yeah. I shoot the block up, I'm hot like the temperature. That boy, he's gonna need a catheter, yeah. Bitch, I'm in charge like a manager. I'm on a date with your bitch like a calendar. Oh, I'm the master, you an amateur. My bitch fat as fuck, she smells just like lavender. Oh, yeah, I keep a weapon for fakes, yeah. I keep a weapon for snakes, yeah. Run up on me, it's a waste, yeah. I put you back in your place, yeah. Hit the gas, don't need no brakes, yeah. Pussy wet just like a lake, yeah. I've been on the block all day, yeah. I've been on the block all day. Sorry, Heretic, I just had to put a verse in here. This beat went too hard. I'm sorry if it was a feature, but it's mine now. Yup.
Okay. Holy shit. Like, dude, this cover couldn't have fucking went any better for this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Brian went fucking hard. Okay, so it's funny you say that, Heretic, because there's something I want to talk about here, and it's definitely really good. So you guys know the drill. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna fucking talk about the overall theme of this track. So, Bored is definitely not a boring song. Nor can this make you bored. But overall, Aesthetic Gloom is a producer that couldn't possibly make a beat like this and make you bored. Aesthetic Gloom just has this like lock on this sort of like heavier, harder trap metal style, but it's more rejuvenated for a 2022 modern sound. 3 months ago, literally 2021 December, heading into like a new year, like this is definitely more modernized trap metal for sure. But Aesthetic Gloom has produced, I don't want to say all of Heretic shit, but some of the stuff that we have heard on the show has been prod Aesthetic Gloom, and every time they always nail this sort of style. I really fuck with it a lot. Aesthetic Gloom is definitely a talented producer, without a doubt. But beat choice here is definitely solid. I like the structure here. Because now I think about it, not that Heretic's submission beats were like crazy, but this is definitely more on the simpler side, and I fuck with it a lot. Um, Not like too simple or anything like that though. Definitely not. He's def prod like 90% of my catalog. Yeah, like Aesthetic Gloom is like really fire. Like I feel like you and Aesthetic Gloom need to like keep working, like because those like artist producer kind of relationships don't really happen too often that are at least organic anyway. I'm not too sure how close you and Aesthetic are, but like it you just sound really good together, so I would definitely keep working. But either way, solid instrumental. Shout out Aesthetic Gloom. Um, Now Heretic also has a feature on here, with his homie Brian. Also mixed and mastered by Brian. So with that said, let's talk about vocals. Um, Vocals here are a huge, huge deal. I love the layout of this track. The layout of this track really does it for me. Heretic definitely snapped in the fucking hook here. The hook is really, really, really fucking crazy. Um, I feel like this is one of the more like I almost want to say like well put together kind of heavier tracks from Heretic. Like this one's really well put together, I'm not gonna lie. Like not that the others weren't, but this one definitely has like some sort of, I can't put my finger on it, some sort of structure to it. And it gives like trap metal like a purpose, cuz like usually when people hear trap metal like off rip, they're like, "Oh, this is just fucking, this is just some hard beat, blah 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 blah." No, like I think this one's definitely like got a lot of purpose. I think this one actually has like substance. Like it's not just a rage banger, but it totally is a rage banger. You know what I mean? And I fuck with that a lot. Um it's interesting. I like this one. I think this is one that could like there's some like I could see this like going like super viral. I'm not going to lie. Like it's got like that like just enough hint of like regularness to it because of the feature. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I could see this going viral for whatever reason. But either way, structure here is a huge, huge deal. Heretic absolutely snapped on the hook. Really, really enjoy the structure because of that. It's just got one of those bouncy hooks. You know what I mean? Got like a broad appeal for being trap metal while still being unique. Yeah, like it's so funny how that works. Like, cause like there's definitely like been like quote unquote like a better tracks, subjectively, but this one has that like sort of flavor to it, you know? Yes, yes, okay, yep. Bloodcat, let's fucking go. Mm-hmm. Makes the drops go crazy. Yeah, you guys are snapping over there in chat. Chat always has really, really great insights on these fucking tracks sometimes, man. Okay, you're absolutely right. Absolutely. But yeah, structure here is fucking huge. Really, really big fan of the hook. Feature is really dope here too, because Brian has sort of like a slightly different sound. Not like a too like it doesn't like differ from Heretic at all, but it's got like the sort of formula like I usually like to go by, where the feature just adds something new to the track that's not fucking, it's just not two of the same people on one track. And I definitely think Brian adds like a new element to this track while also keeping it sort of floating. You know what I mean? And then it allows Heretic to come back in with the hook again and keep shit fresh. You know what I mean? I really fuck with that a lot. So I feel like structure and the way that verses and vocals are laid out here are a huge thing for this track. Really, really a huge thing. So A plus on that end for me. But the mix here too, like let's before we move on, let's talk about the mix. This mix here by Brian, fire. It's got just enough mud in it as to where like it reminds you that it's still hard as shit, but it's not like it's not like some like fucking it's not super crisp, but it's not like overbearingly muddy and gonna blow your fucking speaker. You know what I mean? Like this has like a nice really good splash of like what do you call it? Just grime, honestly. Just like a really good splash of it, and then the rest is all like even like really good mix, and I fuck with that a lot. It's just got a really good amount of mud, to be honest with you. So mix here, absolutely solid. I fuck with it, no clashing or anything like that. And anything like it's kind of funny. You can't really like critique a mix too hard as long as it sounds good. When it comes to like super heavier kind of stuff, because it's really hard to even mix that shit. But to get it sounding good is a whole other story. So when you have this like perfect sort of like mix of like mud and like real crispiness, it's fire, dude. And this is like the perfect example of that. Perfect. So mix, vocals, structure, all A1 on my end. Beat choice, A1. Overall theme of Bored, definitely a bit of a misleading title because there's a lot of substance to this track. Not that there usually isn't, but this one is actually like got a lot of like really well written verses, and I feel like Brian and Heretic definitely like sat down together and like, well, not like specifically together, but like I feel like they took their time here, and you can really tell, especially with like the hook. And then it just like the hook sort of like gives Brian this way to like sort of, you know, do what he wants with the rest of the track. You know what I mean? And much like a Bloodcat said, like those like different types of flows too. Not even just like the uh Earth Gang type, but like more so like the just like the whole mix of like everything going on in here. I feel like it's a really good melting pot of like really heavier flows, and I fuck with that a lot. So per usual, man, Heretic definitely came through again on some really good heavier trap style alternative shit. Excellent. And 3 months ago, like, man, we need brand new Lord Heretic. We need some crazy shit. We need some let's go. That was fucking great. Shout out Lord Heretic. Thank you, homie, for the submission. Everybody go check out Bored. Shout out Brian. Shout out Aesthetic Gloom. Make sure you go follow Heretic on all social medias. Make sure you follow him on SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram, Lord Heretic. You guys know the motherfucking drill. Every artist featured in today's episode and every episode of the Music Mondays podcast are featured in the description of the YouTube re-upload. That was fire. That was fucking fire. You know, I feel like Lord Heretic always brings like this like sort of like other like vibe to the show. Like no matter what people submit, you can always count on Lord Heretic to like bring some new flavor. Every fucking time, and it's fire. It's good shit. So I believe we have a first time submitting artist titled Gone Marshall, or maybe we have reviewed them. If we have, it's been a hot minute. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 submissions left. Gone Marshall. Like I said, I'm trying to think. Like it's been a while. I mean, 55 episodes. It's kind of hard to tell, but definitely not a regular submitter, so this will definitely be a treat either way. And they said kindly consider our new neo-psychedelic alt-country song 7 Steps West. Spotify and Apple Music links provided. Well, okay. Neo psychedelic alt country. Alt country. What would that sound like? Probably fire, right? Because it's not regular country. I mean, some countries gas. I've definitely heard some like gas country songs that aren't like stereotypical countries. So I'm kind of curious to hear this. But either first time submitting artist or and definitely hasn't submitted in a long time. Artist known as Gone Marshall. 7 Steps West. Neo psychedelic, all country. Dropped this year actually. 4 minutes 6 seconds. Let's get into it.
Mama, who's my daddy? Does he know me? Do I know him? Mama, is he in heaven? Did angels send him? That's what my friend said. Born into this world, crying. Born into this world, shaking. Born into this world, bleeding. A branch on a tree, bending, not broken. Hey auntie, do I look like him? Can you remember his hands, his eyes? Hey auntie, where's your sister? Why don't she answer? Is she at home? Born into this world, crying. Born into this world, shaking. Born into this world, bleeding. A branch on a tree, bending, not broken. Hey, Lucky,
Yo, Blood Cat is
you're
fucking
my
comedy.
best friend. Hey, Lucky, you're sweet till the end. Hey, Lucky, can you tell me about him? Anything to help me, I'll help you. Born into this world, crying. Born into this world, shaking. Born into this world, bleeding. A birthday, a dream, a prayer unspoken.
Interesting. Yo, Offspring, what's good? I hope you're well, homie. In my opinion, these lyrics would go crazy. Like, yeah, no, I agree, Bloodcat. I agree. I like Sound Country, so I'm not too biased. Yeah, I like, say there was 100% of country, I'd probably like 10% of it or something. But, like, heard some songs that are, like, pretty fire, so I can't sit there and be like, oh, this shit's totally, I'm not one of those, like, super country, like, motherfuckers. But this was interesting. This was an interesting listen for sure. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. This was definitely a little too country for me, I will say that, but I'm gonna give it a fair assessment. Regardless. But I do agree with Bloodcat. These lyrics are like insanely well written. I really like the storytelling here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Instrumental choice here. Vocals and theme we're gonna talk about. I'm not sure if Gone Marshall is the instrumentalist here or the producer or how this instrumental was created, but it's solid for what it is. A bit too twangy for my guitar liking, but nonetheless definitely sounds solid. It sounds really, really professional. I like when no matter what kind of music it is, it sounds solid, and this definitely sounds solid, 100%. Not a priority comment, but you ever check out? No. Send me some shit on Discord or whatever. Drop it. I got you. I'll definitely peep. But instrumental for sure sounds solid. I like the track title and the cover too, so definitely bonus points there. Really, really well done. Art. I really fuck with this art actually, but it definitely gives you that like cowboy feel, like Seven Steps West, and like the cover. I fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it fucking right. And Gone Marshall definitely does it right. I will say that for sure. Like I gotta tip it. Like you definitely did it right, my friend. So overall, solid sounding instrumental. Not your average modern instrumental in terms of all country or even all anything, but definitely solid either way. Not too clashy with vocals either. But in terms of vocals, I like the songwriting here. The songwriting here is a huge factor here. Gone Marshall, I'm not sure if they wrote this collaboratively or anything like that, but definitely solid writing here. Much like Bloodcat said, these lyrics could sound good on a lot of different kind of beats. So I will definitely say that without a doubt. Some of the cadences and flows I couldn't. It's not something I put on my playlist, but there's definitely people who do enjoy kinds of sounds like this. Like a lot of this stuff is used in like montages and TV shows and shit like that. Like a lot of good scenes and movies and shit like that like have been done with music like this. So I feel like if it was like snug in like the right place, this could be totally fire. But either way, it sounds excellent. Like the vocals and the mixing on the instruments here sound fucking excellent. Like I will say that without a doubt. Like no matter what you're doing, I think the like really important thing to me is how solid do you sound, and like can I crank your shit and will it fucking blow my ears out? This is good. This is fucking good. I fuck with it a lot. Vocals aren't clashing. Instrumental sounds really good. You know what I mean? Like I think if you're gonna do any genre, whether it be trap metal, country, all country, indie, folk, whatever the fuck you're doing, it's gotta sound solid. At least solid. Like it doesn't have to sound professional, but definitely gotta sound solid. And I think Gone Marshall hit the nail on the head here with that. Sounds really, really solid. But overall, interesting flows here, without a doubt. But at the end of the day, sounding solid and having like a really good mix is one of the only thing that matters when it comes to almost any song, but especially um something so instrumental heavy, you know? Um very important. So with that said, um overall theme, um interesting. Definitely gave me like a cowboy kind of vibe, especially with all like the whole like storytelling aspect of this. I like the writing though. Like I said, definitely like the writing a lot. Um, interesting though. Interesting, I will say. I would like to hear these types of lyrics on something else. Maybe, maybe even just a. I don't know. I don't know. But I do agree with Bloodcat heavily that these could sound really solid on sort of an alternative punk instrumental, without a doubt. Um, but like I said, writing's really solid here. Um, it's interesting, right? Because like this is one of the only genres where like I don't have too much of a real, I don't want to say like opinion, but I don't want to be too judgmental because like, or critical, I should say. Judgmental isn't even really the word. Um, because I don't really have a lot of country experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not big on country, but this is nice. Yeah, like it wasn't like your whole like sort of, you know, go to the bar, depression, blah blah, you know, twang. But this was definitely teetering on the mainstream kind of country line, and I will say that. And it's kind of harder to like bring this to like new audiences. I feel like it depends, right? And that's why music is entirely subjective, and that's why we treat all submissions equally and always play everything, because even if like say we're not into it or I'm not into it, um or there are certain critiques I would say about stuff, at the end of the day, um people make what they like, you know what I mean? And I always got to respect that, you know, like if you're out here doing something that you love and you're taking it serious, more power to you, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers out in the world that just like don't do shit that they like. So huge shout out Gone Marshall for just making music and just fucking doing what you like. I think that's really important, and to just stick with whatever you feel is best, you know what I mean? um and if you feel like that you can go far in a country kind of space and really just make the genre sort of like have an impact on different sides of music or even different generations of listeners, more power to you. 100%. I weirdly feel like if the mix was rougher, like guitars were less clean and twangy, and it was a little grittier, it would hit me harder. I would have to agree with you there. Yeah, I feel like the twang sort of takes away from it. I think a little more grit would definitely be good on this track for sure. I will say that for the takeaway. Can you click on their artist pick? What is that? That I don't know. But they do have a bio though. Gone Marshall is a singer songwriter, alternative rock and folk and neo psychedelic, all country and spoken word. The world may never know. What's about Gone Marshall? Yeah, I don't believe we have listened to Gone Marshall before. Oh wait, no, Hey Miss Clementine. Holy shit, Hey Miss Clementine was fire. This shit was gas. That's where I know Gone Marshall from. Chat, what the fuck? Yo, this was gas. This was fucking gas. We have other submissions to get to, but I remember now. So okay, that gives me like it's been so long since Gone Marshall has submitted anything. Okay, so this is like a whole new take. Not that it takes anything away from the track Seven Steps West, but Gone Marshall is definitely pretty unique in terms of like sticking to one genre. Um, Interesting that they moved over to sort of like a country kind of more even I guess all country sound, but subjective either way. Gone Marshall's a definitely a variety artist for sure. Um the Clementine song is definitely way better. Hey Miss Clementine was definitely better in my opinion as far as like a solid sound that I could get into that's pretty unheard of. From an artist that's unheard of as well. Um But wow, that's interesting. Holy shit. Yeah, so it's been a minute since we heard of Gone Marshall. Probably at least last year, that's for sure. Okay. Shout out Gone Marshall. Thank you for the submission, my friend. Much fucking love. Everybody go follow Gone Marshall on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Facebook. You guys know the drill. You guys know the motherfucking drill. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode of Music Mondays will be featured in the description of the YouTube re-upload. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, follow, drop a like. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 submissions left. Let's do this. Kale plant. Shout out 747, man. Kale plant, I believe we haven't reviewed before. I was trying to think. No, we definitely have not reviewed kale before. And if we have, it's definitely been a minute. But Kale submitted a track titled Extract. Of course, via SoundCloud, so you know it's bonus points from me for sure. I think we have an instrumental here. Let's fucking get it. If we have vocals, that's cool too, but I believe this might be an instrumental. Let's go. Kale, Extract. This piano fucking hits. Holy shit, man. Yo, shout out the producers that still actually got me freestyle on my laptop. Let's fucking go, Bloodcat. Hard as fuck, I agree. Shout out the producers that still put out like instrumentals as just releases that they enjoy, you know what I mean? I'm still one of those people. I think more producers need to be building brands for themselves. I think Kale's definitely on the right road for sure, especially with a name like Kale. Like, come on, dude, are you fucking serious? Look at this profile picture. That's heat. That's fucking heat. Um, yeah, man. So Really solid instrumental. We're gonna break it down by the instrumental, man. This is fucking heat. So, as a producer myself, I can at least go in a little more in depth here and talk about this beat for a second. All in all, I think beats like this fucking really shine these days when it's like you have like no matter it's a synth, a piano, an instrument, whatever, and you have just a melody taking over the song, but like you have these drums that are just like sitting in the back, and like I don't know, like I feel like this is one of those tracks where you could use as a reference to like show that like drums and instruments can just chill and coexist on the same track without one or like another like going like crazier than the other. I feel like they both went equally as hard here. This is definitely one of those beats for me that doesn't need like a lot of variety, but you could see why it was a single release. Like I would totally release this as a single 100%. The intro was really really solid for me as well. But overall, I think the first thing that really does it for me here is the piano. There's a sample hashtag below. Um, I don't know if it is a sample, but it's definitely fire either way. Even if it is, the drums really fucking go crazy here. This is definitely like a horror beat if I've ever heard one, for sure. Like this is easily like a horror type beat. Um, no matter what you would tag this as, like hip hop, trap, no matter what genre you'd want to call it, this is definitely a horror beat for sure. Like this piano alone has like massive Friday the or not, I wouldn't even say Friday the 13th. I'd say like Halloween vibes maybe. But either way, sounds even 10 times better with like um drums over it. And like the drums didn't go too like crazy. And as a producer, that's one thing that a lot of people will always tell you is don't let drums go fucking like ultra ham. Um Not only because artists will not be able to like fucking hop on it, but at the same time, like there's no room for like the other parts of the song as well. You know what I mean? Like even if you are releasing it just as an instrumental, like there's no room to fucking breathe, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm a fan of the simplistic drums here, but they don't get too repetitive, which is good. Very good. But overall, I like Extract. Extract solid. Definitely one of those like instrumental beats you throw on your playlist and wouldn't mind coming on. Like you wouldn't skip this on your playlist whatsoever. And that's why I really advise producers to like really keep doing that kind of shit where they're putting out beats, they're putting out shit for free. They're just putting out singles and treating themselves like an actual artist. And I like to see producers do that a lot. You know what I mean? And stop being such a fucking technical motherfucker and just be an artist. And I think Kale's definitely on that right track. I can just tell by the branding and the fact that they're actually submitting an instrumental that's fire and they're a producer. I can already tell that from right there. So I fuck with that a lot. So shout out Kale. Thank you for the submission, homie. Huge fan. Would definitely like to hear from a lot more from you actually. Um, big fan. Big fan. Shout out Kale, man. Definitely want to hear more from Kale. Make sure you follow Kale at all social medias. SoundCloud, Twitter, Kale, everywhere. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. No Name Dread. I don't. I'm not sure. It's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute. Definitely been a minute. Or if at all. But either way, they submitted a track titled Potent. Okay. Okay. This could be really promising. I fuck with the cover too, actually. Um, really fuck with like the whole collage vibe here. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like once again, it's just more so like taking an extra step to like make your tracks fucking like feel a certain way, or like just have that extra creative splash, you know. Um, so bonus points for the cover. I fuck with this a lot for sure. Love the collage type shit, without a doubt. Um, No Name Dread, Prod No Name Dread. I fuck with that. Okay, cool. Like most people who are like, you know, pretty humble about themselves won't put their producer credits in a song that they made, but I fuck with it if you do as well, you know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, motherfuckers always want to ask, where's this beat at? Motherfucker, I made it. So either way, let's go. No Name Dread, Potent.
No name dread.
I've been going down shit anyway. No, I can never fit in this place. When you wanna talk shit, get it in your face. Leave me the fuck alone. Just give me space. Hey, what you wanna say when I'm out of line? I can never stop. I've been on my grind. Why you wanna play these games, wasting time? Why can't you ever give me peace of mind? She come through and get me down. Sleep on me and then pro.
This is hard as fuck.
Leave my phone. When I'm alone, I'm at home. Snort some what? Pop some Get high off flow. Losing my emotion. Always crushing fate. To the hills gate. I'm all about a cake. Shake. Gotta change my mental state. I can't hesitate. On my back, I wait. All this time I wait. I got something to sell. I might hop out my metal. I seen the eyes of the devil. Not off the gas at the pedal. She said, how you kill? I'm a punk, I'm a rebel. Cut straight line down the level. Always in last, got no medal. I've been going down shit anyway. No, I can never fit in this place. When you wanna talk shit, get it in your face. Leave me the fuck alone. Just give me space. Hey, what you wanna say when I'm out of line? I can never stop. I've been on my grind. Why you wanna play these games, wasting time? Why can't you ever give me peace of mind? She come through and get me down. Sleep on me and then pro. Wanna be alone, leave my phone. When I'm alone, I'm at home.
Jesus. Bro, I fucking knew when I was to go fucking put this over in a new tab, right? And like I heard like the little fucking like 2 seconds of it, and I was like, oh shit. I knew from the fucking melody it was gonna go hard. So No Name Dread is definitely not an artist I'm familiar with. And if we have had you on the show before, that is not anything we've heard. That is fucking definitely potent. Great great track choice. Holy fuck. So let's break it down by the 3 usual categories. You guys know the drill. We're gonna talk about beat, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme here. Instrumental here is fire. Not even a beat choice because it's Prod No Name Dread. Producers who hop on their own beats can sometimes struggle, but it doesn't fucking seem like No Name Dread struggled at all. I think Dread did a really good job here. This melody is something really special. Like, it gives that like, it's it's not like a horror kind of taste. It's more so a definitely ethereal kind of darker side of things, but it has like that lightness to it a little bit on sort of like the higher notes, and I fuck with that a lot. Like, this melody is really good. Um and of course the 808s just completely make the song. I think they bang perfectly. It's got like I think it was a couple tracks ago I was talking about it. It's got that like right amount of like mud to it, you know what I mean? It's got the proper amount of mud to it, and I fuck with that. A lot actually. So you mix the mud in, and then you have like this like crazy good melody. You really get an instrumental like this, and like it's once again not overcomplicated. So job well done. Excellent, excellent. I fuck with it. Vocals here. Now the pitch down vocals is an interesting choice. Um, Really big fan of it, honestly. Because usually like the wave for some people or other people for what they're used to is to pitch them up, and a lot of people sound really good like that as well. But the pitch down is not very common. Not very common to almost have like a chopped and screwed kind of sound, and it's really dope. I think this is really grimy sounding. I think this is really dark sounding. I'm a huge fan of the vocals and the structure here as well. The vocal structure here, as you can see in the waveform in the track, not too overcomplicated whatsoever. You know what I mean? Not too many 808s. You know, it's not going up and fucking down like a roller coaster. It's good. It's good. I like the structure here. Really, really big fan of structure, especially for something as hard as this, that hits as hard as this. Really fucking important to have a simple structure, you know. So structure, vocals, really solid. Pitch down vocals, especially, really solid. The mix here, though, really solid. Like I said, solid amount of mud, but makes the vocals kind of sit nice with the beat, you know? Especially if they're pitched down, you want to have those a little bit muddy as well. So I definitely think this turned out really good for Dread. I'd like to hear more of this. I'd like to get a whole project like this. I'm not gonna lie. Or even just more tracks like this. I feel like this is a really solid sound to run with. I feel like this could really blow up in certain areas of the underground or in just in music in general. I'm a huge fan of this sound, so A plus for me, 100%. Instrumental vocals really solid, especially being all on your own. You know, prod yourself, cover I assume is from yourself. Um, and vocals are from yourself. Awesome, top tier. Reminds me of literally the homie Bloodcat. Like, not too many artists you see out here working like that, so I absolutely gotta respect it. Cause same thing for me. Like, the only thing I don't do is fucking vocals. Everything else is done by me. You know what I mean? I fuck with that a lot. Awesome, 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 awesome. Overall theme of the song, not too much of an overall like underlying theme, but I think Potent is the perfect track title for this, to be honest with you. One of the first things I noticed, and like, just the fucking melody is potent. Like, never mind adding drums like this onto it. So, A plus for me on the track title for sure. Cover's excellent. Lyrically, not too much of an overall theme, like I said, but usually, like we always talk about, you don't really need like this like super, you know, high tone theme that's like, oh whoa, this is crazy storytelling. No, this is just potent, and I think Dread made a really good, simplistic kind of unique track here. And I'm a big fan of the pitch down vocals, and I definitely want to hear more. Like, absolutely want to hear more, without a doubt. So, with that being said, No Name Dread, it's been a pleasure. Good job, homie. I appreciate it. everybody make sure you go follow Dread, SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram. You guys know the drill. Yeah, definitely want to hear more of that, without a doubt. And per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode of Music Mondays will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Last two submissions, and definitely not the least two submissions, that's for sure. We got the homie Offspring Mysterious, and they're back with another YouTube upload is what we'll go with this. We'll call it a YouTube upload. This is gonna be good shit. I think I remember the submission a couple days ago, and the fucking the fucking caption, why you should never trade in the mall, or Rasengan gone wrong. Dude, I cannot wait to see this. So, a bit on Offspring before we get into this. Offspring is a really talented creative. Has submitted all types of art to the show. And they've all... There's just so many things that creators can do. And I talked about it a little bit last week on episode 54, so if you're interested, episode 54 is a really good one. Make sure you go check that out. But Offspring is just one of those creatives that doesn't shy away from doing all types of content, whether it be skits, comedy, instrumentals, digital art, their portfolio. Offspring is a jack of all trades, without a doubt, in the creative space. It's just not even a question. It's just not even a question. So it's always a pleasure getting some new shit from Offspring, you know, no matter what it is. So here we have another YouTube upload from Offspring Mysterious, October 3rd, 2021. So this is definitely a treat. We have not seen this at all. I haven't even seen this at all. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Rasengan gone wrong. Offspring Mysterious. Let's full screen. Let's get good quality. Break that to 1080. Let's see what we got. Oh no. That edit was sick. No way. What's gonna happen? Offspring versus Offspring. I love the two different fits too. Uh-oh. This guy's like, yo, chill. Uh-oh. That guy... Yeah. Fuck it. Knocked himself out. That was Pog. What the fuck? Dude, see, like, short shit like that, nobody does anymore. You know what I mean? Like, nobody does short shit like this anymore. Like, everything's either, like, on, like, Reels or TikToks or shit like that. But, like, short YouTube uploads like this, I think are really valuable to, being an artist. You know what I mean? It shows that you can do a lot of shit. And not only that, I think Offspring has like a lot of character. I think that's one big takeaway from this is Offspring has like just a lot of character, and like being comfortable on camera. Hentai hoodies are fire too. Being comfortable on camera is just like, it's just an important thing, you know. Really, it's just you should get used to it no matter what you're doing. You know what I mean? Whether it be comedy, whether it be music or anything like that, because all this helps with art. So like this was a real treat to see. And just well done. You know what I mean? Like, look at the edits and just like the fact that this is even uploaded on their channel is just like, come on, like how could you not? Description. Got all the links in the description. My interview website, Gamerize. Awesome, dude. Awesome. See, I love that. I really do. That's great. Like, I can't speak positively enough about Offspring, to be honest. Especially when it comes to shit like this. Like, not only does it show effort, but it's just character, you know? So, 10 out of 10 from me. This was definitely a pleasure to watch. And you gotta keep doing shit like this, man. Like, don't ever let none of this fucking nobody stop you. Nothing. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody fucking say shit. I think you should definitely keep doing this because nobody has as much character and charisma as this. Like, it's pretty hard to find, you know what I mean? And I think they're usually in my fucking chat. You know what I mean? Bloodcat, Mark, Heretic, you know, it's hard to find characters, and that is energy. So I fuck with that a lot. Shout out Offspring Mysterious. You're welcome. Make sure you go follow Offspring, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify. You guys know the drill. Go show Offspring some love. There's 100% content that you're into that either they do or have done. So go check them out, show them some love. Really a jack of all creators. That's for sure. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, drop a like. Now, last but most certainly not least, we got another private link. If you remember last week, we premiered a collab track with Bloodcat and Cake Mark, which was absolutely insane. Really, really good time. And we have another private link by Bloodcat themselves. Drops, or I almost said September. Drops February 11th. So that's what, fucking 4 days from now? Let's go. Bloodcat, but it's club music. Oh shit. Run up and go. Oh man. So you guys know the drill. This is a private link, so we're gonna watch it right here. In you almost said September. I know, I really did. I was like September. No, February, motherfucker. Yeah. So exclusive Music Mondays listening party here for a Bloodcat's new track dropping February 11th this year. Run up, go. I'm actually really excited for this. So Club Bloodcat, or Bloodcat but it's club, or Club Music Bloodcat. Either way, this is gonna be fucking exciting. Music Monday's exclusive premiere. Let's fucking go. Run up, go. Bloodcat. Club Cat. Let's go. Oh my god.
Up like I'm that child, don't know how to act now. Shorty wanna kiss and I need pull my mask down, yeah. That don't kiss, bitch, lick my wrist. Had a dream, so I bought my wish. Had a team till I bought my shit. Yeah, my hit list longer than my dick is sick. Take your whole bitch down, bitch, drink my piss. Cause I'm so rich, no bitch can drag me down. Buy my old whip back just to make me laugh. You trying to be funny, but I'm scared of clowns. More money in my nose than you blew on student loans. Got a two-tone bitch in my two-tone coat. More money in my nose than you blew on student loans. And you know I brought the whip, bitch, Indiana Jones. Run up, go, talk turn to wolves. I know the old me don't know how to pick up a bag. Now I never let go. Run up, go, tuck, glow. Homies turn to wolves. I know the old me don't know how to pick up a bag. Now I never let go. I done hate your friends since like way before they hate me. These close, they ain't my friends. They don't know how to recreate me. Spending all your money like it don't mean nothing. Keep up with the trends. I just work on cold, but that's a lot. I was swerving on the bench. Trying to get my life a business. Rolling lies and then repenting. Roll my eyes behind the tent. It's like you're married to the money. And I cuck you when I'm spinning. So what the fuck you mean? Or where the fuck I been? I'm the latest inspiration. R.I.P. to Uncle Ben. Told my baby patient. She is 7, I'm a 10. Proud of Finny on me. Jizzy on me. Trying to represent. But I'm not friendly. I was roasting. I can never have a friend. I'm living CREAM. It's 22. You smoking scams. Lucky you got a whole heart. I've been running skimming. I can love no hoe again. Run up, go, tuck, glow. Homies turn to wolves. I know the old me don't know how to pick up a bag. Now I never let go. Run up, go, tuck, glow. Homies turn to wolves. I know the old me don't know how to pick up a bag. Now I never let go. Run up, go, tuck, glow. Homies turn to wolves. I know the old me don't know how to pick up a bag. Now I never let go.
What the fuck? Dude, I'll tell you, chat. Bloodcat's definitely one of the people I'm excited to sit down with an interview. Assuming they're down when the time comes, because that is fucking like the mature lyricism and punchlines here are just kind of astonishing. It's almost kind of mind blowing, like that Bloodcat hasn't. Like, I mean, not that, okay, let's put it this way. Not that this isn't success. I mean, Bloodcat gets a lot of fucking love, and well-deserved love at that. 11 days ago, I think She Likes Me. Like, that song was absolutely fucking gas. 10K, 14K, like, Bloodcat gets a lot of love, and it's well-deserved. But I can't wait for the day where I see Bloodcat just getting consistent, like, 100Ks and all types of crazy shit. Like, Bloodcat's right where they need to be in terms of artistry. I feel like Bloodcat, if you keep doing shit like this, you're going to be literally farther than you could ever imagine, to be honest with you. Like, this is really something special, without a doubt. And not to mention the variety of flows, and not only just this song, but every song that I've heard so far from Bloodcat, just the variety and versatility is really, really a pleasure. It's just good to see and refreshing. But per usual, let's break it down. We're going to talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals. And we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track here. I think the theme is rather obvious, but it'll still be funny to talk about. Instrumental here. John Fu. Interesting instrumental. Definitely a huge fan. I like sort of like the pop clubby sort of sounds that like, you know, shit, you could even call it Club Cat. Like, Club Cat is this genre. Like this is Bloodcat in the club. But it still has that like West Coast sort of like gangster feel to it a little bit. Just a little bit. And it's really nice. Like, I fuck with that a lot. But definitely has its place in Bloodcat's catalog, because I can't think of a, like, I guess other tracks are similar, but not like this at all. So really A1 on the instrumental choice, like, just because it's really unique and not something that supporters have heard before. At least me anyway. So definitely like the instrumental choice here a lot. And I think shit like this can be good for these kind of months as well. I feel like high energy songs like this, like during like the winter months of February, March, you know what I mean? Like can like remind you of shit, you know what I mean? And like this is like a good feel vibe track for me, at least. But I get positive vibes out of this, but at the same time, what we're gonna talk about next. We're gonna talk about vocals. The writing on this is so fucking mature. Like, I'm not gonna harp on it too much because we all know Bloodcat's extremely fucking talented. But this track, I think, it just shows off how mature a Bloodcat's writing can actually be, as in terms of punchlines and just overall lyricism here. Not only the way that they craft flows throughout the track, but like the hook itself for the flows and the punchlines are just like all throughout the song. There's too many to list. There's just like creative, good punchlines that like you either have to write music for 10 years for, or you're just really fucking talented. So for me, A plus on that front, 100%. Huge fan of the writing on this, without a doubt. Vocals are mixed really well. Sometimes these kind of like synthy, op clubby kind of tracks can be weird. But for me, this was really solid. I feel like this could bump in any club, any car. You could bump this on your monitors in your room. You could bump this fucking on your laptop. It's going to be solid, and you're going to get the same vibe that you get out of it. And I think that's one important thing with the mix is, like, you want to make sure it's good for a wide range of listening devices and people. So definitely A1 there as well. So mix is really solid for me. Lyrics are definitely really solid for me. Flows and cadences and the hook here, definitely fucking solid. Definitely hits the nose on like the Club Cat kind of vibe. I agree 100%. And definitely just adds to the versatility catalog too of Bloodcat as well. Layering with the minimalist. Yeah, see, like you can tell like there's just like this like there's just like this underlying tone of like this rough ruggedness that sounds so crisp, and I think you nailed it. Like, I think you nailed it with this mix, like, without a doubt. And I think the beat takes care of the rest as far as energy goes. Definitely keeps the energy up. I wouldn't say like yin and yang, but it sort of like mixes two flavors. It's really good. So yeah, overall mix is really really fucking solid here. Great beat choice, great lyrics for sure. Huge fan of all the punchlines here. What else? I think just the overall versatility here is what's really shining. And how well it's done though. It's not just like, oh, I can make pop tracks too. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, I can make pop tracks and I can make good pop tracks at that. So that's really solid for me. Yeah, man. This is a fucking treat. This is a real treat. But instrumental, vocals, and now let's talk about the theme. Interesting theme. Definitely gives me like the summer vibes, and like this cover is like got like the perfect amount of like summer sort of like West Coast but not really West Coast pop vibes. Cuz like Bloodcat is such a character, right? Like that is such a fucking crazy unique cover that like I don't think anybody could fucking replicate that kind of shit. This looks like an 80s cartoon mixed with like fucking like a magazine cover or something, like a classic ad. Like this is like sort of, this cover is why cover art matters. Let's just put it that way. Especially with the text up here, Bloodcat text, and then like, yeah, whoever made this went fucking hard actually. I fuck with this a lot. And then the description, year to cat, exactly, year to fucking cat. 100%. 100 fucking percent. But yeah, definitely got the overall club vibe. Lyrics definitely solid, but that all adds to the overall theme. Definitely just overall a summer track. That's what I would like to say. Because especially somebody who's like over on the cold side of the East Coast, man, this reminds me of like good vibes, you know what I mean? And not like super positive vibes, it's just like good vibes because of the beat, and then like you add some like really good punchlines, really good like bro, like who wouldn't want to fucking go bump this, you know? That's at least how I feel anyway. But all in all, excellent, excellent, and it was a pleasure to hear this first. This track drops February fucking 11th. So make sure you go get this shit. Make sure you go run it up on SoundCloud, run it up on Spotify. Make sure you follow Bloodcat on all social media platforms. It's definitely not hard to find them, so make sure you go show them some love. One of the most versatile artists here on Music Mondays, and one of the most talented artists here on Music Mondays. You're definitely going to find something in their library that you enjoy, without a doubt. So, that takes care of that. That was all our submissions for episode 55 of the Music Mondays podcast. Thank you, bro. Honestly, not think it'd be good at all. No, it's fucking definitely good. Good is not even, that's not even half the word. Definitely not even half the word. That was a pleasure. Excellent fucking shit, man. So I believe I was going to talk about one more thing before we did some closing statements and stuff like that. What was it that I was going to talk about? Something to do with recruiting and some shit like that, but I was only going to do it if we had time, so it wasn't really that important. But I do believe we are going on 2 hours, so that was definitely a long ass fucking stream, that's for sure. I try to like to keep these under 2 hours, but last week's was like 2.5, so I was like, fuck, I gotta make sure these shows aren't going crazy long. But it's been good. It's been good, man. Things coming from Music Mondays. What are you gonna do when submissions start pouring in? To be honest with you, that's when we're gonna have to do like, we're gonna have to, really just do everything through email, and then we're gonna have to, basically just pick submissions that we either haven't heard or going to be fitting for the show or shit like that, you know what I mean? We're going to have to like filter it in some way, because you're right, you're absolutely right, like it will happen, it's already sort of started to happen. So it depends, like you could like roll them over for the next week, or you could just curate them in a different way as to where like you have to send an email with, you know, with this or this, you know, your link or whatever. But I'll cross that bridge when we come to it, to be honest with you. Because like I think 10 to 15 right now is like pretty decent, especially if like some of them like aren't music all the time. I guess that's okay. Because, like, for instance, like, we had Offspring, where Offspring sort of, had, like, their YouTube content and shit like that, but that's definitely a bridge I want to cross when I come to it. Because you're absolutely right, like, we can't be doing, like, 5-hour shows, you know, and the whole thing's reviewing music, you know, like, that would just, it's, at that point, there's barely any Music Mondays content, and it's just, like, all review content. So you want to find that, like, even balance, you know? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why I always try to like point out the fact that we do have SoundCloud Sunday as well, because like SoundCloud Sunday is equally like as important and doesn't require like 2-3 hours of like upload time or anything like that. Not that it's a problem or anything, but like I always talk about, we want this show to at least be like digestible for most people. And like some movies aren't even over 2 hours now. And like if I stretch the show to like 3 hours, ain't nobody watching that shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be watching that. And like 3 hours would be like, what, 25 submissions? So it's like, damn. So it's a very good point. Very good point, my friend. Which is more than some players' careers, I could say. I work out while I watch, so yeah, no. Of course. Of course, Bloodcat. That'd be fire. Like, who knows? Like, maybe like some weeks, like there'll be like more than others. You know what I mean? Or like, I could just think on it and like figure out like a new way to like add people through the podcast, or I don't know. That's interesting. But honestly, I'm glad you at least got a little bit of love from that, because like we don't have that crazy of a following yet. I mean, it's still growing every day, but it's good that we're able to at least like filter shit for other people. You know what I mean? And like that's really the whole point of this, is to make sure that you guys at least like get the proper exposure from like real creators that give a fuck, you know, or like other supporters that really give a fuck. And from the ground floor, baby, that's facts. That's fucking facts, my friend. That's big facts. So yeah, that's a very good point, Bloodcat. But overall, either way, I'm gonna have to like cut the podcast down anyway, because like I want to do like audio interviews. I want to do like podcast interviews. I want to do like other segments on the show that are gonna require like, you know, like other people, like say I did like submissions with like another writer or somebody, or like another artist or some shit like that. Like I want to do shows like that too. So either way, some weeks I guess submissions will have to be like racked up, but like maybe we could just like cap it off. It'd be interesting to see what that'd be like, though. I'm definitely gonna applaud on that, without a doubt. But so, Zomplots, yeah, legit. You guys know the drill. This podcast episode will be uploaded on our new YouTube channel, which you haven't subscribed. Make sure you go subscribe, show some love to that shit. It'll be uploaded on Saturday, every Saturday. Submissions open for episode 56, which will be next Monday, tomorrow. So if you're looking to get on the podcast, if you're looking for a slot on the podcast and want your music, art, digital media reviewed, make sure you follow us on all social media, including Twitter. The tweet will be live tomorrow, so get your submissions in. And rack them up, because we don't have enough yet. You know, 15 isn't a lot. I think our record's like 12. So for sure, come submit to Music Mondays. Podcast submissions open tomorrow, like I said. SoundCloud Sunday will be open Wednesday, and playlist drops obviously on Sunday. So if you're looking to get on our SoundCloud playlist, make sure you look out for that as well. Things to look out for this month, once again, really quickly. Recruiting. I'm looking to recruit a writer for at least written articles and digital interviews, while I handle everything else on the Music Mondays front as far as driving the ship and the brand. So that way I don't have to be a writer as well again. But curators, I need people who basically are in tap with the current underground that I'm in tap with. Artists I might have missed, artists that they know about that nobody else knows about. Just people that can spam me links that aren't the artists themselves. So I need definite good curators there. But either way, you guys will know what's good for that, because I'll be putting out a flyer. So that's why it's imperative that you follow us on all socials, but especially Twitter and Instagram. That's where you're going to get all the information first, exclusively. And make sure you check out the website as well. There's a few interesting things on there. That'll be fully updated with everything by this month as well. So yeah, if you've been supporting Music Mondays, thank you. And if you do support Music Mondays, thank you. I appreciate it. And if you're an artist who submitted to Music Mondays, thank you. Without you guys, we don't really have a platform, and without my platform, you guys are fucking, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not here, so that's why we're here. So shout out to you guys for supporting the brand. We're gonna keep looking for brand new artists, brand new fire underground artists. Yeah, I'll be tweeting out the top 3 submissions for tonight as well. We had a really good idea last week to start tweeting out the top 3 submissions that I think were the most fire from tonight. So it'll be cool, to be honest with you. So every week after the show, be on the lookout for Zom's personal picks. But enough rambling. Follow Music Mondays on all social media at All Music Mondays. Follow myself at Zom_Slays on Twitter, Zom Slays on all platforms. Shout out to anybody who tuned in, showed love. Bloodcat. Who else? Fucking Lord Heretic. Anybody else who showed love, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I'll be live next week for episode 56. I'll be live right after this as well for my regular Twitch stream. But that's absolutely it for Music Mondays. Submissions open tomorrow. So, be safe. Shout out to anybody who showed love. Thank you. I'll be live in about 10 minutes. Make sure you follow us on socials. And be on the lookout for a whole bunch of new shit. February is going to be a busy month for Music Mondays. What you playing? On the regular stream? I'm not sure yet. Probably Alien vs. Predator. But we'll see. I'll be live in about not even 5 minutes. But like I said, shout out to anybody who tuned in, showed love. Thank you. I'll see you guys next week for episode 56. And I'll be live in about 10 minutes. Later.